Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take a look at the Byte mini desktop PC from Azulle. Let's check it out. So very excited to share with you this product from Azulle. We reviewed their products in the past, Fanless computers that connect via HDMI, and this one definitely is one of those boxes that you will want to consider, namely because of the specs, and secondly because of its form factor and what it does for mobile computing. So many of you have seen me review these Android TV boxes on the channel, and you see a lot of those in popularity because of the form factor, the fact that they're small and they give you the ability to see a ton of content and media. Well, this box, the specs, and the operating system itself is one of the most stable operating systems that exists. Let's face it, Windows. Windows is everywhere. And this box is going to give you the ability to not only have a full desktop experience on any monitor or any TV, but it's also going to give you the ability to transform how you consume media. Let's take a look at some of the specs and we'll see why I'm so excited about this box. So first, let's zoom in here for a second. So you have a quad-core Intel processor. You have 4 gig of RAM. 32 gig of storage. You have a SATA slot so that you can actually increase the capacity, the storage capacity. And then you have the ability to project or output 4K at 60 frames per second. That's pretty impressive for something this size, which you're going to see in a second. Now let's go ahead and see what's inside the box. We're going to open this up. Let me flip this over. And what we have here is user guide information, VPN stuff, client satisfaction card. We'll move this foam out of the way. And now what you have here is the PC. This is a fully functional Windows 10 desktop computer. Let's put it aside because we want to look at this very much in detail. Let's go in here now. Let's take a look at what's in. This is going to be all your accessories, right? So we'll open it up. From an accessory perspective, what do we have? All right, so that's part of the power adapter. We have our power adapter. Nice. We have a remote control, and this is very reminiscent of what you see on, you think about Apple is doing remotes like this now. You have them for a very long time on the Amazon TV and Fire Stick, so that's nice. Real simple. You have some screws and some jumpers here, which are, I'm sure, used for expanding the memory on this unit. So pretty much that's it. Not a lot in the box. So just to recap, we have our PC, we have a remote, we have our power adapter, and then we have some miscellaneous screws and jumpers as we look at modifying or expanding our mini PC. Now take a look at how small this unit is. Really tiny, very small. This is my hand, and you can see how small this unit is, and you can see the measurement right here. Now I'm going to flip it forward so we can take a look at what we see here. So first of all, we have a little, looks like an infrared area here, power button selector right here. Flip this over. You have multiple USBs here, so let's zoom in for a second. And you can see that you have a memory expansion here in the form of a standard SD, and then you have 2 additional USB slots, each one serving a specific purpose. As we flip the back here, we'll move this antenna over. You do have headphone jack, you have a PC lock, 2 additional USB drives, you have Ethernet connectivity, HDMI, standard RGB, and then you have your input here. And check it out, USB-C. You also have this nifty little antenna, which I'm sure is going to be for connectivity to Wi-Fi. You have here this little vent for, just heat dissipation. And if we flip it over, here you can see, all the areas that you can actually remove here to have access and do some expansion, as we saw. Now, here's the kicker too. Windows Pro. Yeah, this is not a light version of Windows, but this is a full version of Windows that you have here. So that's absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead and turn this puppy up. We'll plug it in and we'll see what it looks like when it starts up. All right, so I have the Byte 3 powered up. You can see that LED on. I have it connected to this monitor. We're going to power it up so you can see what the startup cycle looks like. All right, let's go ahead and start it. Now, you shouldn't experience anything different than you would with any standard computer turning on. Remember, this it does have Windows 10 Professional. So as you can see, you have Azulle's brand showing up, and then you have the standard Windows swirly thing coming up. And what we're just looking for is if you were to go from 0 to let's get ready to work, how long does it really take? So you're getting an experience of turning it off and turning it on. And it's very comparable given that the technology being used is solid state technology. You're seeing that despite the fact that it is a very small box, that it's performing at a level of what a standard PC would or desktop. Now, we're not going to go through every single aspect of the screen because this is Windows Pro. So let's go ahead and look at what's included when it comes to the actual specs. So we'll look at some of the system information next. All right, so what we're looking at is system information, and this is standard in any Windows 10 machine. So first of all, you can see that we have Microsoft Windows 10 Professionals here, build information, which is what you would expect and very current. The system information, you have the type of system that we're dealing with, the processor that we described here, the BIOS version. You also have, as we go closer, additional information that may be important to those of you that are really focused on specs. So you have the physical memory, total memory, available physical memory, virtual memory, all right? And I think everything that you would want to know about the specific unit. The components associated with it, you'll notice that things are very similar to what you would expect with any PC. You can see them over here on the side. And the software environment. For all intents and purposes, and it's more than just that, this is a fully functional machine, but at a very compact size. So next, let's look at, just browsing the web and doing the things that you normally would do. Now, the build itself is pretty standard Windows, so I'm just going to click on the Windows button, and you can see how everything pops up. Pretty snappy. Let's go ahead and launch Microsoft Edge. So again, this is the performance that you expect. This is connected through Wi-Fi. This is the first time, so it's going to go through kind of like the standard process, and give you all the advertising that you would expect from Microsoft promoting their solutions. So let's go ahead and see how it streams YouTube. The Byte 3 performs using just standard web stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to YouTube. Just typing that out. I'm going to go to YouTube. This is kind of like what you would expect, right? Decent performance. I'm going to go to my channel. And there I am, choosing that. Things are looking good. Going to go ahead and choose my channel. It's going to auto start playing this. I have it default to mute on this browser just to make sure that we don't interrupt what we're looking at right here. Let's go ahead and look at the Google Mini unboxing. Okay, so you can see that there is some audio coming through there. I can maximize it so you can see the kind of experience that you'd expect. And it's adjusting well, right? So we'll go ahead and go small again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute it, and I'm going to let that continue to play. And then as that's doing its thing, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go to CNN. We'll do a search for CNN. And we're going to go to CNN's website, go over here. Let's go ahead and make sure these things are playing at the same time. So I'm going to separate this browser so that you can have two things going. So here we have Google Mini doing its thing, and then over here I have the browser doing its thing. Now let's go ahead and open something else up. And again, what I'm looking for here is, really when do things start slowing up? What kind of performance can you expect if you were to pick up this box? And we're looking at it more as a desktop as opposed to a media center. So let's go ahead and let's look at our calendar. We'll open that up. So again, we have a browser, we have the calendar, we have a video going in the background, and because this is the first time, it's obviously going to take a little bit to start up, and it's looking for setup. But think about this for a second. Is that the type of experience that you have on your laptop, on your desktop? How similar is this? Because again, we're talking about a very small device, a very affordable device that can connect either to a computer monitor or to a television and give you this type of experience. Now let's talk about some of the media center capabilities that you have with something like this. Now, because it's running Windows 10 Professional, it's pretty much a blank slate, which means you can download Microsoft Office, you can download, the Google Office, you can do whatever you would like. But what I've done is a couple things. Let me show you a couple of the applications that I recommend as media center applications. First, what you have is Plex, and Plex is a media center that's been around for a very, very long time and has compatibility across multiple devices, and it gives you the ability to stream all the content that you may already have stored in your home and also get content online. So that's one application that you can choose. The other one that you can use is also Netflix. So Netflix is available, as many of you probably know, on Windows. So they have an app, and if you have a Netflix account, all you have to do is just sign into your account and you're going to be able to consume all of that content. The third one from a media center perspective is Kodi. So you also have Kodi, and Kodi is also a very well-known media center app, and it gives you the ability to, again, stream content. It gives you the ability to view your videos, your pictures, everything that you have in your home that you may have taken with your phone or any other of your devices. And you can see how snappy even Kodi is with this specific box. So from a media center perspective, those are some of your choices when it comes to media. You saw that streaming YouTube went very smoothly, and again, you have enough connectivity and ports here to be able to support a variety of connectivity options and storage solutions. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you is many times I get questions about storage and how much is left after the operating system has been installed. And so what we're going to do is just start up File Explorer and then just see what we have left. So of the storage capacity that we have 14 gig free. Now, while the spec did describe 32 gig, you have to understand that there's part that goes for the BIOS, part that goes for Windows backups and all this stuff. So actual real space is 28.2. So what you have free of the 28.2 is 14.8. Now, it's very easy to buy a micro SD or a USB stick where you can expand the memory of this and any other device of this type. So don't fret, don't freak out. You can definitely increase the capacity either using solid state technology or flash based technology in order to do that. Alright, so let's talk about the remote just for a second. It uses a 2032 CR battery, which is that flat little battery that will be here. It looks like a little coin. And this is where kind of your media experience actually comes in. So you do have the ability to increase the volume and decrease the volume, and you can see that coming up on screen. You need to make sure that you're pointing towards the box, so it's a line of sight remote. You do have, by pressing this button right here, the ability to bring up the Windows menu, and then simply pressing the down arrow, as long as you're pointing to the box, you can actually just navigate as you would any other media center remote or control. So the control is pretty functional, and it's going to give you the ability to not have to use a keyboard when you're consuming media. I still prefer having a mouse and a keyboard connected to it because this remote is not an air mouse. So in other words, when I say an air mouse, it means that if you move it around like this, you notice that the pointer is not moving with it. So this is purely for play, pause, home type functions, mute, and volume type needs when you're watching media on the Byte 3. So this concludes my review of the Byte 3 from Azulle. If you have any comments or questions about this product, leave it in the comment area below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.